Super Smash Bros. Came out in 1999. If you're still pretty bad at it, chances are you weren't born yet or you just don't understand the rules of engagement. So, because you don't understand the rules of engagement, you're obviously not going to know what to focus on to be good at Smash Bros. These are the things you should be focused on: the clock, your stage position, and the percents, both yours and your opponent's. In competitive Smash, you have 7 minutes to get rid of 3 stocks. This is awfully generous considering other fighting games give you 99 seconds to get the job done. Now, if you and your opponent have 1 stock and the clock reaches 0, but you have more percentage than your opponent, that means you just lost the game. So because of this, the clock can influence 2 different playstyles: a hit and run playstyle or an all-out aggressive race against the clock to see who can take a stock first. Percent doesn't just dictate if it's your turn to win or lose. As both your and your opponent's percents rise, you guys begin to build what's called rage. In a situation that normally a stock wouldn't be taken, rage is going to give you the additional knockback needed to get the job done. And lastly, let's look at stage control. If you've ever heard the phrase gimp, cheese, gimmick, you're probably familiar with the most popular ways to steal stocks. And if not, these are the terms used when you steal a stock at, let's say, earlier than 40%. Stage control plays a big factor in these early kills, and majority of the time a gimp happens, it's usually off stage. When you land one of these, you're normally going to hear something like, "Oh, you got lucky," or "I can't believe your character can do that." The reality is, those aren't lucky, and majority of the cast has cheese and gimmicks. Gimmicks are all determined by who has better stage control. To keep things simple, you should always fight for center stage or simply have your character's back exposed to majority of the stage. When this is happening, you're in good stage control. And when it comes to stage control, your eyes are the biggest factor. Having the ability to stop looking at yourself and start looking at just your opponent puts you in a much different skill category than your average Smash player. It's almost as if you just went Super Saiyan. If you're always focused on yourself and worried about your whereabouts, you're never going to be focused on what's about to hit you. It's almost as if you're playing a game with a jump scare coming at you every 2 to 3 seconds. Once you shift your eyes to see what's coming at you, you start to plan your next move. An example is Lucina landing a F smash after I decided to air dodge into the ledge, not once, not twice, but the entire set, which finally led to a kill. Now, in order for you to begin to understand the full concept of stage control, I want to bring up an extremely complicated subject and break this thing down. Basically, I want to explain this like we were both D students. Neutral. It's probably the most universal term when it comes to fighting games, but it goes beyond fighting games. No matter the game you're playing, or hell, if a real fight starts, there's gonna be neutral. To better explain neutral, you and your opponent are going to be standing there. To advance in neutral, it boils down to 2 terms and a game: advantage state, disadvantage state, and rock, paper, scissors. This is the last concept you need to understand fully before you begin to make it out of round 1 of your house party tournaments. Neutral is when no one player is clearly winning or has better stage control. So if you and your opponent are just standing there menacingly, you guys are in neutral state. And it also means that if you guys are both pushing buttons and no one has a clear win on stage control, you guys are still in neutral. Now, if you begin to push your opponent back towards the ledge, you're gaining stage control. And when you place your opponent in a position where they need to select an option, we are now in rock, paper, scissors. An example is when you're off stage and you have 1 jump and 1 up B left. Now, Ganon knows you have 1 jump and 1 up B left. If you decide to go low and Ganon decides to chase after you, we both know that he's going to dare you. Now, Ganon knows you have a single jump and an up B for your recovery left. He has an option. Option A, he goes down there with you and chases and dares you. Or option B, he lets you get back to stage for free and holds a better stage control and waits for a better opening. This is Ganon. We both know what he's going to do. When you force your opponent into option select, these situations leave your opponent in what's known as disadvantage state. In disadvantage state, your main objective is to return to neutral. And in order to do that, you need to win rock, paper, scissors. Now, before we wrap up neutral, let's talk about you. You as a person. Do you have the patience of a Shaolin monk? If not, you're going to need to learn some, because that's all it takes to win neutral. Once you lose focus or decide to play hyper aggressive, this is when you become more predictable and baitable. This will always lead to you crashing into a shield or non-existent opponent and result in you losing interactions or stocks. Having a strong concept of neutral will easily send you well beyond the average Smash player in terms of skill. With strong fundamentals and a strong understanding of neutral, you don't need to even have a full understanding of what your character can do. Realistically, you can bully your opponent with 2 moves and win as long as you know how to land them. As a thank you for watching this video, I want to give you something you can implement in your game plan today. Walking. Okay, not good enough? Okay, how about dash walking? Bitch. So in order to use dash walk, you want to go ahead and dash forward. While you're dashing forward, you want to flick the C stick in a direction away from where you're going. Up, down, back. And that's going to start a dash walk. Now, if you hold forward, you're going to end up walking out of a dash. The nice thing about this is, because you're walking, you have access to the entirety of your kit. Now, here's some clever ways you can use dash walk. Okay, so this is going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you learned something that will help you beat your friends. Like, comment, share, subscribe, tell your dog I said hi.